This has got to be one of the biggest overhauls of any line, at least from Babolat, that I've ever seen.
We are reviewing the highly anticipated release of the Babolat Pure Aero. We were fortunate enough to get our hands on this demo a few weeks before I think a lot of folks, and Luca's been out playtesting with it. So Luca, take it away, let us know what you think.
They have completely overhauled the Pure Aero line over at Babolat. The older Pure Aero had an extremely open string pattern, lots of space between the strings. It was a spin monster, which is what the Pure Aero line is supposed to be. And then this one, they have basically gone back in time 10 years, tightened up the string bed, drastically tightened up the string bed. On court, it's also drastically different. The launch angle on this racket, significantly lower than on the previous one, which basically means this racket is much more controlled. When you have a higher launch angle though, you have more of an ability to spin the ball because there's more space between the strings. With this one, there is less spin, but it feels so much more solid on impact, so much less wild, and so much more controlled that I think you can press on the gas a lot more easily and know that your shots are gonna land between the lines. They've changed the spin grommets. There's still spin grommets branding at the top of the racket, although compared to the last ones, they're not really spin grommets. They're a little bit bigger than traditional grommet sets, but the last ones were these massive rectangular holes where the strings could move a lot, and that led to a lot of snapback for spin, but it also made the response a little bit more wild. The more string movement you get, the less kind of solid the racket feels. The more spinny it feels, the less solid it feels. So on this one, again, kind of lending to that control vibe, so much more solid because the grommets are tighter. And the other big thing that Babolat has changed is the flex of the racket. So first of all, they've added a new technology called NF2 Flax, I believe is how it's called, which basically made the racket feel softer and more connected to the ball than the previous technology. It actually is softer. It's about at least 4 points softer from our RDC machine. Softer rackets pocket the ball a lot longer, give you that more kind of pinpoint precision, less kind of free power and spin. But I mean, it's a sacrifice that I'm more than willing to make because you gain so much more solidity in that control feel with this racket. It's a dramatic overhaul. It's gonna take some getting used to if you are going to switch from the old one to the new one. But in general, I think, especially for people that couldn't play with the Aero because it was a little too wild in the past, this is a perfect kind of combination of that spin world with the control world.
All right, that's a lot to digest there, Luca. So who's this racket for?
I mean, to be honest, this racket, with the changes they've made, has opened itself up to a bigger variety of people, I think. Previous version was great for those baseliners who want to just kind of outspin their opponents, sit back and grind. But if you had a game style a little bit different to that, where you need a little bit more control, it was definitely a tough racket to use. I mean, it's still a spin racket. It's got a 16-19 string pattern, fairly open still, and it feels very spin friendly. I mean, it's an Aero, it will always feel that way, but that way more solid feel lends itself to a way bigger variety of people. It's a pretty drastic change, so I think the best thing anyone could do is demo it. Even if you haven't liked Pure Aeros in the past, this one definitely could work for your game. I mean, it is available for demo. The launch is coming very soon, but we do have it available at Rackets and Runners to demo right now. So yeah, give it a shot, see what you think.